This is KGW News at Sunrise.
So having statewide indoor dining available again for Oregonians this Friday is a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, restaurants and businesses are eager for tomorrow's risk level change. And the Blazers made the major announcement we thought they would that will give their playoff push a much needed home court advantage.
Also, for the second time this week, one of the largest, I'll say it again, the largest universities in Oregon announced that it will require vaccinations later this year when the fall semester begins. So we're going to bring you the latest on which Northwest colleges are making vaccinations mandatory.
Then Sky Show, all eyes on the sky with so many new satellites launching into space. Boy, it puts on a fantastic show. But now researchers are starting to raise concerns over the impact of what we are putting into orbit.
It is a Thursday edition of Sunrise. With your permission, Rod Hill, I'd like to summarize the weather yesterday and today. May I, please?
Yes, please.
If you liked it yesterday, I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't like it yesterday, we have a change.
I thought you were going to say tough luck, tough cookies. By the way, 82 yesterday out at the airport. We have a cold front coming in this afternoon. Now, ahead of that front, it's really mild out. Look at all the 50s, 57 degrees right now for you folks in Beaverton. Good morning to you. Salem's in the low 50s, up in McMinnville holding on to 50 degrees. I start the chance of rain for Portland, Salem, and Vancouver, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock noon, somewhere in there. 64 at midday, and then 62 with showers in the area at 5 p.m.
All right, Rod, we'll check back in with you here in about 8 minutes right now, though we want to start our news segment this half hour with this new video from overnight, and it shows these apartments in North Portland that caught on fire. This is at North Willis Boulevard and Newman Avenue. It's just north of Lombard. The fire is out now. Nobody was hurt, but the bottom line here, 5 people who lived in those apartments are now without a place to stay.
Well, tomorrow, 15 Oregon counties, including Multnomah and Clackamas, will move out of the extreme COVID risk category down to high risk. That's because statewide hospitalizations have fallen just enough to put us below the threshold. The move relaxes restrictions on businesses, including allowing indoor dining at restaurants again and raising capacity at gyms and theaters. And while they are grateful for that, they also say it's not as though they're in the clear and completely back to normal.
But I think it's really important to remember there's still a tremendous amount of restrictions in place for fitness facilities and for other businesses. There's a cap of 50 people on the number of people in the gym, no matter what size the gym is. If the gym is 50,000 square feet or 10,000 square feet, there's still a 50-person cap on restrictions in place. I don't know how that policy makes sense.
Well, Blazer fans, listen to this. Starting tomorrow, the Blazers will have a limited number of fans in the stands for home games again. We're talking 1,900 people. They will require fans to wear masks unless they're eating and to go through a health screening on a mobile app when you show up. The team is not, however, requiring fans to be vaccinated. Portland State University will require proof of vaccination for faculty, staff, and students on campus in the fall.
That's right. When PSU made that announcement yesterday, it joined a growing list of Northwest colleges that are going with the COVID vaccine requirement. Yesterday morning on Sunrise, we told you about Oregon State making that decision, mandating vaccines coming this fall. So the University of Portland, the University of Washington, Washington State, they also said they're going to require vaccinations. We spoke with a professor of public health at Portland State who told us he thinks PSU's busy downtown location really makes this decision necessary.
So it is imperative that we are good neighbors and our students, faculty, and staff are able to be vaccinated and return to the new level of normalcy.
The one major university we haven't mentioned yet, the U of O, they haven't made a decision yet. But they say it is carefully considering all the options right now, and Oregon expects to make a decision sometime soon.
Here are some headlines making news this morning. The Paycheck Protection Program that was supposed to help so many small businesses, it's out of cash. The government set aside $284 billion and it's already gone, even though the program doesn't technically end until the end of the month. Anyone already approved, you will get your money, though. There are still other ways for businesses to get help. Last month, the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant began, and the Restaurant Revitalization Fund started Monday. Well, unless a great playoff run happens, the Trailblazers could have a head coach vacancy. NBA insiders all day yesterday talking about how the team is expected to part ways with coach Terry Stotts, barring a, quote, playoff miracle. They mentioned the Blazers' lack of progress and adjustments during the course of the season. Stotts is in his 9th season with the team and has led Portland to 7 consecutive playoff appearances. The report says the Blazers will likely pursue a big-name replacement if Stotts is let go. Okay, we are getting ready for summer, and it'll certainly look a little more like it around the Portland area soon. The city's public fountains and splash pads are being turned back on. They were off all last year due to the pandemic, but fountains are expected to be back by the middle of this month. Those splash pads in parks return June 11th. Keep in mind, decorative fountains like Keller are not meant for wading or swimming. And those are some of your morning headlines.
All right, we're going to step aside from today's top headlines to show you the findings from a brand new KGW investigation that looked into the impact of tear gas on the human body. Portland police officers haven't used tear gas since last August, but federal agents still do use it. Kirsten Severance talked with researchers about what tear gas can do in the days and weeks after exposure.
I learned a lot about tear gas, or CS gas, doing this story. And what's interesting is most research on what tear gas does to the body has been done on the battlefield, on healthy men. The Portland Police Bureau has not used it since last August. Federal agents still do use CS gas, but you'll remember, week after week, sometimes night after night for several months last year, tear gas was used as crowd control in downtown Portland and in neighborhoods. Thousands of people breathed it in, and many of them never attended a protest or demonstration. These are people who lived or worked nearby, and many of them reported having headaches, brain fog, or changes to their menstrual cycle days or weeks after being exposed to the tear gas. I interviewed 2 women. They told me they had intense pain, cramps, and spotting. Again, they never went to a protest but lived or worked nearby.
I mean, this is Portland, where we weren't even salting the roads like 3 or 4 years ago when we had a huge snowstorm because of the environmental impact. So you're worried about the fish and the runoff. How are you not concerned about a poison or what it has on health impacts of the environment?
My cycle would get much heavier. I would bleed profusely. The pain was extreme. And I would get really bad headaches, which was something I didn't really get before.
Researchers at Kaiser Permanente Medical Center in Portland heard these same complaints and launched a study to better understand what tear gas can do to the body. They surveyed more than 2,200 people. 94% of them reported a health impact after being exposed to tear gas. They are really hoping that this study is really a call to action for the scientific community, so other hospital systems and other researchers can really look at what tear gas can do to a general population. We talked to the lead researcher of this study, who is based here in Portland. You can watch the entire story right now. Just go to KGW.com or to our YouTube channel.
All right, we are going to get back now to some of today's top headlines, including this story from Southeast Portland, where a pub has been busy cleaning up after a driver slammed into an area that was set up for outdoor seating. This happened about 2 o'clock yesterday morning, 2 o'clock in the morning at U Brew and Unicorn Brewing. And according to the owner, the driver told police she was looking down at her phone at the time.
2 2x4s came through the windshield of her car, and the officer said when he pulled up, he thought it was going to be a much worse scene than it was. So thankfully, nobody had any serious injuries as far as I understand.
Wow. That driver we mentioned does have minor injuries. The owner of the bar says the damage is $2,000 to $3,000 in all. Right now, he's cleaning up and working on some temporary seating.
Well, we told you last week that Oregon's DMV will let you renew a regular driver's license online, and it just started yesterday. You can also renew your car's registration, replace a regular ID, or update your information. This should also free up spots for things that do require an in-person visit, like getting a license for the first time, or if you want to upgrade to a real ID. We had another sky show this week. We showed you some of this video yesterday here on Sunrise. It shows the string of lights from the launch of the SpaceX Starlink satellites. The goal is to provide internet to remote places using those satellites, but projects like it also come at a price to the environment. Researchers who study space are raising concerns over all the pollution in Earth's orbit.
So these satellites, they reflect light, and they're not always that bright, but they can definitely interfere with other science.
And we're measuring things that are at the very edge of the visible universe. So it doesn't take much light in low Earth orbit to come streaking across the camera to just totally ruin an exposure. And we're really worried about this professionally. We're really worried about the impact this is going to have on science projects that cost hundreds of millions of dollars and have taken decades to build.
The most recent big light show in the sky happened about a month ago. That's when that piece of SpaceX burned up, a SpaceX rocket burned up above the Northwest. We saw that explosive light show, and we heard questions at the time, Rod, from people like, did you see that?
Yeah.
What the heck was that?
Yeah.
That big light show last month.
It does make sense, doesn't it? That at some point, you just can't keep just leaving your junk behind, right? That makes sense.
Right. Clean up after yourself, right?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, to follow that story. Okay, hey, things are changing up. 82 yesterday. Narrow band of clouds. Doesn't look like much. Probably not going to be much. But we'll get some rain from this cold front coming into Portland this afternoon. This is a pool of cooler weather. There will be scattered shower activity develop tomorrow with that. And then back here is the warmer push of cloudiness that will spill in on the backside, and that will give us the chance of some light showers on Saturday. Current timing suggests that would be out of here by Mother's Day. So that's kind of the latest on what's going on. We're still dry out there this morning. Here's Futurecast. This hasn't changed the timeline much from what I showed you yesterday. 10 o'clock this morning, maybe as early as 9 or so, we'll start to see some rain along the coast. But certainly still dry up and down I-5. And then as we get closer to the noon hour, we'll start to look for the first showers. This shows the main batch of rain we get today with the cold front passage. Right about 2 o'clock up and down I-5, kind of a narrow band of some rain coming through. And then there will be scattered showers behind that, but maybe not much as we get rolling into the evening. It's really warm out there right now as clouds are in the process of starting to thicken up. 50 in Kelso, 58 Portland, 53 degrees in Salem. I have today's high midday around 66, 67, 59 of scattered stuff tomorrow. We talked about Saturday. Mother's Day, I'm still telling you, the rain chance is not 0, but I like a partly cloudy 66 degree day overall.
These Wednesdays have been pretty nice. I'm liking Wednesdays lately, Rod. All right, thank you. Hey, coming up this morning in our Sunrise Spotlight, messages of unity displayed on classroom walls. How a Tiger teen is stepping up to raise money for those in need with art. And we're going to be debunking claims the head of the FDA warned against the COVID vaccine. After the break, our Verify team clarifies what the director actually said.